Hello, welcome to my channel. Ross Alistair Wilson is the name. Saying things in front of a camera is the game. Hello. From your perspective, you're looking at me. From my perspective, I'm looking at a camera. I don't know what you look like. That's marvellous for me because a lot of you people are ugly. So, let's carry on. Let's start, actually. We haven't carried on. Let's start. Hello. So, I want to do a video here and now, which is lucky because I am here and now. I want to do a video. I want to talk to you right now about the internet, oh dear, and the cultural revolution that I believe is going to be coming. Yes, in the 2020s. Right, okay, I've spoken about this a little bit before, and it confuses me every time I speak about it. But I will try and do it justice as much as I can, as best I can. Come on now! So, I reckon, right, that since the internet came along, we had a little kind of boom of everyone going, woo, yeah, the internet's amazing, right? And now, it's been around for 30 odd years, and we're all going, what's it for though, really? What's it about? Why? Why do we have it? Why is it there? What's it really for? And I started to come to this conclusion way before everyone else because I am a legend. But yeah, I was thinking about this in 2005, mate. Yeah, but okay. So come on now. Yeah, but then from my perspective as a musician and comedian and artist, everything really, the internet has been a fuck in the arse, a real fuck in the arse, and not in a pleasurable way. Some people enjoy being fucked in the arse. I am not one of those people. I tried it. I find it uncomfortable. It's not for me. Right. So because the things I've seen. Oh, the things I've seen on my time. The things I've seen the internet do is destroy the music industry, even to be even worse than it was before. And it wasn't actually that bad before. It's just the music industry has gone, rock and roll is dead. Dead. Live music performance has turned into just basically karaoke for the artists to cover their own songs. It's bizarre. I don't understand it. I was watching Arianda, someone with a surname Grande, Ariana Grande. I was watching her do a karaoke basically of her own songs. I was going, what? There's a DJ sat there going, what's he doing? What is he doing? It's just press play and standing there like, yeah, I can press play. And then Ariana, oh, what is her fucking name? Areolas? Areola Grande is going la 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 to a microphone. I'm thinking, if I didn't know that's what she looked like, and I don't actually, because I don't follow such things as music in popular culture anymore, because it's died. If I didn't know what she looked like, then, which I don't, as I say, if someone else didn't know what she looked like, they would just, how would they know that it's her? Because it could be anyone, you know, sat there with a microphone, a little DJ press play on the thing in the background, and she's singing her own song. But it could be anyone singing that particular song. It blows the mind. So I've seen live music go to pot, and that's not only that kind of pop type of thing. I'm talking about lack of original bands everywhere across the face of the earth. They have all scarpered and gone into little hidey holes. I don't even know if people know how to play guitar anymore. Do people play guitar? I mean, obviously they do, but do people write songs anymore? Where have the 70s and 50s and 30s and 20s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, fuck the 80s, 90s and 2000s gone? Right, we're coming up to the 2020s, and the world as I see it in terms of music, art, radio, really? Radio? What is radio anymore? Radio's in the car, but if you don't have a car, what is radio? Radio is on the phone now, isn't it? It's just a phone thing. What is life? So the internet has just ruined everything. Ruined it. It's ruined everything. And apparently it makes everything easier for us to read things, watch things, do things. But what it's obviously done is just made it easier to sit at home by yourself, talking to no one, interacting with no one, and living your life through a screen. Which, forgive me for saying, is a pile of bollocks. And there's no fucking way out of it, really, considering the whole of our modern world is doing that to some degree or other, right? A guy was going into Sainsbury's today with his phone. He's like chatting on his phone while he's getting the trolley, like, and saying to his girlfriend, "Yeah, I'm just getting a trolley," and then it's like, yeah, on his phone. What's the equivalent of that in the old days? Someone reading a book while they get the trolley, but people just didn't have anything to distract themselves, so they would probably have to interact with other human beings. So it's odd. It's really odd, because obviously without the internet, there's none of this smartphone type of stuff. People are not messaging each other through social media type apps and things, and swiping on Tinder and none of that. So the internet has killed the real world. I'm sure we all know this anyway, but I'm just making it clear again. The internet has killed the real world. Nothing happens in the real world anymore. I'm surprised that, well, no, if the internet could find a way to make food appear literally out of the phone, like, we would never go anywhere. and I don't mean like just ordering food off a Asda or whatever, but I mean literally, if it could just come out of the phone, we would never go anywhere. It's weird. So that's that, and it's killed live music. Just bleh. No one wants to take any risks anymore in the live music scene. Everyone's only doing covers. This is in my local area, but I sort of sense that this is probably going on in other places as well. So it's made everyone more isolated. We know this. You don't exist unless you've got an online profile, which is bizarre. It's bizarre. I exist because I exist here. If I don't have an online profile, it means I don't have an online profile, but people sort of don't trust you if they can't look at things you've already done and they can't see pictures of you. Look at this picture of me. Look at your own fucking through your own eyes at the picture before you, which is me. And obviously you're watching this through a computer or phone or whatever. So I'm defeating my own argument. I'm sat in my room by myself, isolated by fucking humanity, because no one is able to fucking talk to me in the real world, because everyone is too fucking consumed by their internet fucking phone bullshit. I'm going to check on my food. Right, you. So the internet's killed the real world. We know this. Okay, you have to get through the internet in order to get into the real world. It's like the barrier. You have to overcome the internet in order to achieve interacting in the real world. You have to meet someone online on a dating app. Oh, this shirt is tight now. I'm fat. Yeah, you have to get through the barrier of the internet, don't you? You can't just... Back in my day, you could go around to someone's house and knock on their door. I did this to a friend of mine recently, and he said, "Oh, you want to be careful because my roommate didn't know who you were, and they're afraid that you might have been some." I don't think he really knew what the problem with it was, but knew that it was bad to directly go up and actually knock on someone's door, or to ring their buzzer, or to ring their doorbell. We're not allowed to do that anymore. You have to pre-plan everything in advance, don't you? It's like, are you going to be alive tomorrow? Are you going to be alive next week? Please keep messaging. It's just weird. And you're not allowed to phone anyone anymore either, because unless you've already been texting and messaging for 3 years, you're not you're not allowed to phone anyone. Oh dear. I don't know how people get along. I don't know how the world works. Anyway, but so I think that this cannot last forever. It will not last forever. I hope to fuck it won't last forever, because it's incredibly boring way of living. For the whole of society to be like this all the time. I was about to look up there, but people don't look up. I look up because I don't tend to use this very much when I'm out and about. I'll leave it at home quite often. And people have said to me, "Oh, you go out without your phone? Oh, I'd be really insecure feeling." I'm like, what's your phone gonna do? If someone attacks you, what's your phone gonna do? I think they're scared that they think that somehow the phone protects them. They can call someone, or they can tweet, "I'm just being stabbed at the moment." No, the phone's not going to do anything, really, is it? Nothing more than an old crappy, fucking dial-up phone, what do you call it? Payphone, 10p payphone. In the moment that something really bad is happening, I hope to fuck you're not looking on your phone going, "Oh, hold on a minute, I'm just being stabbed. Can you come and help me, please?" All right, okay, it is going to be helpful in a lot of cases as well, but I think that we have a false sense of safety around our phones. We have a false sense of connection, a false sense of intimacy with people that is really not what we think it is. We're not safer just because we've got a fucking phone in our pocket. If anything, we're more agitated. We're more concerned with what's going on elsewhere than what's going on where we are, literally in the physical universe, in the physical world. Now everyone knows this. I'm sure we all know this. It's fucking obvious, right? If you've got a brain in your head and you've got eyes that work and you've got a sort of functioning nervous system, it's quite obvious that we are all consumed with our phones and our fucking internet stuff. And you literally can't do anything anymore without the internet being involved in some way, or without some kind of integrative technological communication type device facilitating everything we do. And I think we forget that we got along in life as human beings for many, many years before now, and everything was kind of okay without all this stuff. All right, there's been wars, but there's always been wars. I don't think mobile phones have yet managed to solve wars. If they can solve wars, power to them. But I don't know what to do. Yeah, I've already checked that food, so get the food to come out of my phone. So, but yes, I don't think it can last forever, and I don't think it can last forever. I don't think it can carry on in the same way that it has been. This obsession with phone technology and internet technology and stuff. I'm hoping that it's been a kind of phase, like, a maturity phase. And I think of it in these terms because the internet was born around 1990s, the 1990s, right? Early 90s, properly born, didn't it? And like, I think as a sort of concept, as a functioning item in our global lives, it's still relatively immature as a thing. It's 30 years old. Remember the old fucking web pages that we used to have, where it was like just kind of a bit of text and a little picture of a little fucking hamster or whatever, and like really clunky animation and stuff like this. And then there was obviously little chat rooms where it's just kind of like blank text and things like this, and no emoticons, no nothing exciting like that. And it was very, very simple and kind of dull. But at the time we were like, whoa, yeah, look at that fucking hamster. And now everything is like really swift, sophisticated, sort of streamlined, fast, works well, stuff like this. You can do a lot with it in terms of the media that you can pump out, the sensations that you can pump to a viewer or a listener, or the mind, the reader. So yeah, a lot can be done now with the internet. But as I was just saying, I feel like it's a kind of maturity. I guess this is the boob movement. It's a maturity kind of thing with the internet. It started as a little baby going hello, and it got older and it grew up. We went through some phases of teenage angst with the Napster stuff and all the copyright issues, and that's still ongoing actually. All the copyright issues that it throws up. YouTube is always having copyright claims going on, and copyright, I think, in itself is questioned fundamentally by the nature of the internet, because of the freedom of information, and therefore, well, what my question is, what right does any creator have to assert a sense of ownership over a product that they have made after they've made it, where we have the thing of the internet, which has kind of democratized people's access to products a hell of a lot. So it's just confusing, like, why as creators we feel like we have such a sense of ownership over our sort of intellectual copyrighted things, when we've I don't know I don't know we've been fed things for free for so much from the internet. We now don't really like to pay for anything anymore in terms of our media and consumption type of things. I feel like, what the hell is a TV license? The weird thing about BBC iPlayer and BBC iPlayer is that there's this thing that comes up on the screen that says you may not watch BBC iPlayer through this Wi-Fi or something, because it's to do the TV license, and it's a freaking bizarre concept. The TV license doesn't seem to make any sense anymore either. And what's the deal with fucking cookies? Why, those things have been coming up. Who says fuck off to cookies? I don't even know what they are. I don't care. My life does not appear to have been affected by cookies. Now, it's just on the back end user end of things, I'm going, should I care? It's actually just annoying that this thing has to come up on every fucking website. Like, why don't we just all go, okay, fine. What's the point of that thing? Can we get rid of that now? What even is that about? It's about data or what? Who cares? Who cares? Why are we so obsessed with our fucking data being used this way and that way? Who fucking cares? We're so paranoid about everything. Like, but someone stole my identity. Fine, but I'm sure that's the minority of cases. I don't know what fucking cookies are. I don't know why the shitty fucking thing comes up every fucking time on every fucking web page that comes up saying about fucking cookies. I don't care. Just stop doing that. It's annoying. Get rid of it. It's an obstruction to my fucking viewing, watching, reading, whatever it is, experience. Get rid of the fucking cookie thing. Right. Okay. That's cookies for you. Now, what else can I say? Oh, but the point I'm trying to make actually is that, so this can't last forever. I don't think it can last forever. And what can't last forever? Well, our obsession with the internet and our obsession with smartphones, and our sort of absorption into the internet world as a whole. I hope it can't last forever, because it seems to be kind of damaging to society overall, because it creates fractured pockets of groups of people, basically, where a lot of these people who are in this sort of group have got these interests and have been, it's like cliques, it's very clique forming. It's less, it means our lives are less based on our shared connection with people and our shared understanding of life, and everything is more individualized because of the way that the internet promotes or just caters to highly individualized tastes and interests, which on one level is great because it means we can all really get into what we're into, because you type into Google anything that you're interested in and you can find the information that you want pretty much straight away. But what you can't get with the internet so far as I'm aware, is you can't get a real sense of community, whereby you are really with those people, and I mean physically with them. I don't mean video chat things or Skype or Facebook group. No, I mean sitting in a room, being with people, listening to them, talking to them. And you might tell me, oh, meetup groups. Okay. I just have the feeling that it was a lot more simple once upon a time to just kind of have a sense of community and to meet people around without there being this giant barrier between people, which is put up by our obsession and absorption into this internet world that we're constantly living inside, rather than living in what I would call the real world, which is the world of physical sensation, the atmosphere around us, the people around us. Now, maybe I got it all wrong. Maybe it's not to do with the internet at all, and maybe this kind of thing has been going on for a long time before, just with other things. Maybe people were absorbed in books, or absorbed in their work, or absorbed in their mental activity, or absorbed in I don't know, money, whatever. And so they weren't therefore available to other people in the real world, which is to say the physical fucking world where other people interact with other fucking people in the same environment. Right, this is still not what I'm trying to say. I want to say that I feel like something is coming up now, about moving into a more mature relationship with the internet overall, and a more mature relationship with smartphones as well. I think there was a kind of fascination period to begin with where we were all like, ooh, yeah, wow, this is amazing. And smartphones kept getting quicker and quicker, and they could do more things, and better quality and all this, and it was all very like, yay, wow, cool. And now they've kind of peaked, and I'm like, thank fuck for that, they've peaked. Now they've peaked. Good. Maybe we can start interacting with other people again. Yeah. But I think that, as I was saying, that we're starting to see a more mature relationship with the internet. And what do I mean by mature? Well, I mean a kind of choice-based relationship with the internet. I think that we had been addicted as a whole globe to what the internet can provide, and its associated devices and offshoots, whatever, right? We'd been addicted to that for a while because we were like, wow, this is new, this is amazing, we've got all this stuff that we can now research, we can watch, be entertained, learn, interact via dubious it's a very strange way of interacting with the internet comparative to normal interactions with real human beings in the same physical location as you. Anyway, it is what it is. And so I feel like the same thing again, that we're starting to develop a more mature relationship with the internet, which means like slightly more kind of like I can pick it up and put it down. Whereas before, I think overall, this is just generalizing, obviously, but overall, we're all a bit kind of must have it, must be involved with it, must be always using it, you know. So I think there's some sense of like a bit of a distance now. We can, okay, yeah, I'll have you, or not so much today, or I want to do something else. You know, there's some of this more real world. I think people started craving for the real world again, and that's really nice. That we don't want to be attached to our phones all the time anymore. I think we're kind of wanting, we want to just fucking turn it off. I mean, I started turning my phone off a few years ago because I was just like, I can't deal with it. I'm a very sensitive person, less so now, but I used to be very, very sensitive to like all the information was just overwhelming. Information and feelings and stuff would be coming at me from everything that would come into the phone was giving me a sensation of some kind. You know, I was feeling the emotion associated with whatever was happening, and I was like, oh fuck this, I can't do it. I just turn it off. So yeah, I've been turning my phone off for ages, and it's just nice. It's just nice to just fucking calm it down. You know, just turn off the background. You know, the kind of that frequency of noise that's going on in the background with that. It's like the internet's always on, isn't it? Even when you're not using it, it's always there as a potential in the background. Like the fucking airwaves are filled with other people going. It's just like it's just there. Even if you're not psychically tuning into that kind of feeling, you're sort of aware in the background. It's like that reach for the pocket to the phone, you know, the touch of the phone. It's always there in the background. The internet, or the feeling of to want to watch something, or to want to read something, or to find out something, or to contact someone, or has someone messaged me. That whole thing is kind of there, isn't it, in the background? It just permeates the background of the life of our lives, and it's just kind of noise. It's just like you've always got a crowd of people in the background of your life going, and very rarely does it ever go, right. Now, the main thrust of this argument point that I'm trying to get across is so I've just read something in Forbes on Forbes. See, obviously I'm defeating all my own points by the fact that I'm using the internet to make the points about stop using the internet. It's talking about YouTube, because another thing that I feel like the internet has done is it's really fucked up entertainment, because it seems like there's no real ways, good ways of being paid to be an entertainer on YouTube in the same way as there was with the traditional, or as there is with the traditional approach to being an entertainer in the real world, which is something along the lines of you do a gig, you do a performance, and you get paid based on the time that you're there, or the standard fee for that kind of thing. So there's a sort of regularity to it. For example, you play a covers gig and you get paid 150 quid for the night, or you get paid 200 quid for the night, or you get paid 300 quid for the night, and depending on the going rate for what you do, and for the type of venue you're at, and the type of crowd that's there, etc, etc, etc. But it's more kind of like set down as to this is the price, this is what you do for that, and if you do that, then you get the money. But on YouTube, it's very weird because everything's like advertising and click based. So you do a video and your content may be great, your content may be shit. It really doesn't matter. It's a kind of free for all, and you have to do all this weird promotion stuff that I'm really not that interested in at all. And you have to kind of attract people to your thing and get them to watch it, and then you get paid based on ad revenue, like the fucking stupid adverts that no one likes anyway, and people use ad blockers for, and it's like, and it's very fucking convoluted, you know. Where's the whole thing of just, right, I show up, I'm going to do this bit of work basically, and I'm going to get paid by the hour, I'm going to get paid a set fee for what I do. It's not the case with internet entertainment. It's weird. But now I've just read on Forbes something about YouTube is introducing this new way to help content creators earn money from their web stuff by using paid memberships to channels and stuff. Now this is like, for me, I'm thinking this is kind of stupid fucking obvious stuff. Why hasn't that been the way it should have been done? Why hasn't it been done that way for ages anyway? Like, all our entertainment has been free for a long time from YouTube, which means we now have a culture of creators who create and create and create, me being one of them, who create and create and create for very little comeback. The amount of people who aren't making very much money on YouTube must be staggering, and I believe is staggering actually, compared to the people who are actually making a workable living from YouTube. It's a fucked system. It's really fucked, you know, because the people who are like at the bottom are making like hardly anything, and the people at the top probably aren't making that much really either. It's just a bollock system. The whole advertising, why is advertising the only way that we can make money apart from our own merchandising? But why is it the only way that you could make money on this intensely popular global platform? It just is. I don't understand why they didn't just say, right, here's how you can make money with this as a creator. Charge people to subscribe to your channel. Wow, could have done that like 10 years ago when you first fucking started the thing. You know, it's the whole thing of everything has to be free. Has to be free. There was not the choice. We've never had the choice to be able to charge people. So why is it that the free aspect is enforced upon us as a creator, that we have to give away our shit for free? You know, or we have to give it away for free unless or until we make enough money from the advertising that's overlaid, that we have no say about, that we have no control over, and that we have to kind of fight all these and overcome all these hurdles and fight all these claims, and it's so convoluted. I just want a system where I can deliver content to people who want to see it, and that those people can pay me for that in whatever amount that I decide that they are comfortable with paying. As in, I decide what the amount is. If they're comfortable with paying it, then they pay me, you know, and we kind of bargain that out like a normal fucking business transaction would be. If my coffee is too expensive for you, you don't buy it. If I realise that not many people are buying my expensive coffee, I'll probably put the price down a bit. But on YouTube, nothing. You can't do that. It's just fucked. So, you know, it's a very strange business model overall, YouTube. And yeah, it's not a business model. It's a ridiculously haphazard pile of shit. And yeah, social media network marketing stuff. I cannot wait. I cannot wait until things like Twitter dies and Facebook just goes, I can't be bothered with it anymore. You know, because it's I think we need to evolve to a next generation way of using the internet, like a more mature way of using the internet. I think the internet has really kind of been immature in how it operates in terms of its business and how we use it collectively. it's all like great in terms of everything's free, but then, you know, our lives are not free in that everything costs money, so we can't just generate stuff and expect to continue to live okay and we're not being paid and blah 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 blah. I don't know. So yeah, so I think I think it's happening anyway, and there's not much that we can really do about this, but I think that it will happen anyway. I think the internet is starting to mature, generally speaking, and I will be so glad when it does. And I believe personally, just my intuition, this is my feeling, my belief. I believe that around the 2020 mark, there's going to be some new renovations in how we use the internet, and there's going to be a lot of changes that will have come to pass by that point, where now it feels like a bit more mature, I suppose, and a bit more like, okay, we know what this is here for now, and it's helpful. I just think that the internet as a whole at the moment is just a whole lot of noise. It's just a whole lot of noise. And what I'm hoping for and what I'm starting to see is a sense of, okay, we're getting coherency. People who have been using the internet for a long time are starting to know why they use it, what they want from it, and then providers of the various services that are being promoted or delivered using the internet are really starting to kind of, we're getting to this maturity level where we're like, okay, yeah, oh, we really know how to use this now. We really know what this is about. We really know what we can do with this, and here's how we can make it work for us. Whereas I feel like we've been working for the internet, as in we've been sucked into it, and now we're going to be more in the position of, no, this is what I am doing with it, this is what I want to do with it, this is what we want to do with it, this is the direction we want to go with it, and then this is what we are doing with it. That it's more mature. It's the best way I can put it. A more mature relationship with what there is on offer. So look out for some changes culturally. I personally want to see a few things culturally happening again. Things like more original live music going on again. Okay. More real life community type events going on and community type groups going on anywhere and everywhere. A kind of migration off the internet or slightly away from the internet, so you've got real world and internet more in conjunction rather than it all being in there or all being away from it. And I want to see the internet being really used business-wise more effectively. So, like, I really want there to be something along the lines of YouTube where people can really do what they want to do, but they can monetize it effectively so that it's an effective business strategy for someone who wants to make a living from what they do. Because there are so many great channels out there who all do this stuff based on merchandising their own materials and their ad revenues, which is fine if it works for you and you've managed to attract a whole load of people. But for me, that's a little too kind of hit and miss. If, let's say, I went to a comedy club and I'd done my fucking graft and I went out there and I did my set, I know that I will be paid for what I did there. A set amount of money. Now with YouTube, you could get a hit viral video and you make £1 million from that video or something. In the space of 3, 4, 5 weeks, earn £1 million. And then you buy a whole fucking mansion with your £1 million, and then none of your other videos do well at all. and then you're fucked. So yeah, but if in a different system, older, more traditional system, you had a bunch of your subscribers who were paying you every month £1, £10, I don't know how much, you would set that price, right? If they are paying you because they want to see what you do and they want to hear what you have to say, or they want to see whatever it is, the content that you're providing, they want to interact with you and your content because they like what you're doing. And if you had those subscribers, that's a really workable business plan for me. I can understand how that works. It's like having clients. It's having clients in some service scenario, some kind of, like when I used to have guitar students, they would pay me a set amount for the fucking time that I did. It's like a job, because then you get the feeling of slightly more stability, security. You can work with things, you can plan better about what you're going to do, whereas with the haphazard, hit and miss, possibility, uncertainty model of the current YouTube situation, it's just like, could fall apart at any minute. It could fall apart at any minute for any of these people. For any of these YouTube sensations, it could fall apart at any minute. I suppose you can never avoid all uncertainty in life, but it would just be nice, really, really nice. It should have been this way for ages, where you can have paid subscriptions, because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why should my music, for example, be given away for free? Why should my content on YouTube be given away for free? And why does everyone want it to be fucking free in the first place? Back in the old days, you make something so it can be sold. People buy it because they want to have it. Right? Now everything's free. They go like, oh, what, you want me to pay for that? I'm like, well, yeah, it took me like a year's worth of work to make this thing. Or it took me sort of, let's say, 100 hours to research on this topic. Yes, I want you to pay for it. Pay me for it. Why do you think it should be free? And then there I am going, I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for these fucking videos, So, I don't know. It's fucking weird, because we're in this culture of just everything's fucking free now. Information's free, content on the internet's free, music's free. I remember the days when I used to like buying a CD. I used to like paying money for CDs. I'd buy the fucking thing. Now I'm like, oh, I'm not paying for that. Do I have to pay for it? Oh, can't believe I have to pay for this. It's not good. It's not good. Oh, so it's conflicted. I'm conflicted. Oh. All right, whatever. But by 2020, I reckon it'll all be sorted out, because enough people have gone, fuck this bullshit. Let's make this work better for us. Why didn't I say that at the beginning? That's what I wanted to say the whole time.